Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to the channel. This is Psycho here. Finally getting around to doing this album review that I said that I was going to do forever ago. It's always kind of been on the back burner only because I keep finding video game stuff and I also do a lot of that on the channel too. But we're getting to it now, and it's a banger. It really, really is. Today we're going to be reviewing Awaken by Parallax. Well, not me. Awaken by Parallax. But first, like I always do, I talk about who they are. They're from Wichita. They're from right here where I'm at, and they're very, very cool dudes. But as of this album, and I say that, and I'll tell you why in a second. As of this album, Parallax is Nick Hale on vocals, Jason Catlett on guitar, Mike Reed on bass, and Clayton Gossett on drums. Additional programming and piano by Jason Catlett, who records a lot of bands around here too. He's an amazing guy, really super cool, down-to-earth people, and just an amazing person to know, like most of the guys in the bands around here are. And that's not just Jason. Every member of this band has been very cool. But Jason is just the person that I probably spent the most time with. But yeah, all these guys are dope dudes. Now, what I said before was I don't know if all of these guys are still in this band. I thought they were looking for a vocalist recently, so I'm not exactly sure what happened there. But as of that album, Awaken, those were the members of the band. And yeah, man. Okay, so let's get into it. As you know, first of all, I always try to show all the merch. I'm actually wearing a Parallax shirt right now. This is an older one. I got at one of their shows a few years back. I really like it. Dope shirt. And then I also have this one, which is a newer one. It's actually dirty because I wore it the other day. But this is the other one that I personally have. Now, they have other merch too, but yeah, dude, that is really cool. They always put out really, really cool merch. And then I also have this from a few years back too. This is for sure members that are not associated with the band anymore. But I forget what the name of this is. In the Path of Cannibalistic Galaxy. In the Path of the Cannibalistic Galaxy. It's one of their older records. I'm not sure if they count this as a full release or an EP or whatever, but there is 6 songs on here. And this is also a banger, but this is not the one we're doing. That's an older record, so I assume that they would probably want me to talk about the new one, if I can even hold it correctly. Yeah. What a mess. It's already a mess. But that's the merch that I have personally. They have other stuff too, but just showing you some of the stuff that I have. Also, still repping that Dusty Grant hat. Anyway, let's get into it. I'm not going to be as long. I'm not going to go track by track. I'm just going to talk about a few things that stood out to me as I listened to the album a few times over. And I'm going to talk about the artist that I got the vibes from. I don't like to compare. I don't like to say this reminded me of this. No, it's vibes. So, yes, every artist has influences. And it's not a direct comparison. When I say the vibe, it's just like, oh, this part reminds me of this. And that's not a bad thing because some of these artists that I'm going to mention right now are pretty freaking good. All throughout listening to the record, I got vibes of Red Chord, which, if you don't know who the Red Chord is, finish this and then go check them out. Emir. Frankie Palmieri and the guys from Emir, if you guys know, they're one of the more known bands, I feel like, anyway. Norma Jean, some of the crazy spastic stuff kind of reminded me of Norma Jean, and also, and this, for all you metalheads that dig deep, some of the more spazzier stuff reminded me of old Ed Gein. I don't know if you guys have ever listened to an Ed Gein record. It's the record that I have is called Diesel Eaters and something. I don't remember the whole name of it, but Ed Gein is crazy spaz, like just it's the sound of being insane. is the only way that I can describe it. But yes, that's great company to be in. Like all vibes from those artists all throughout listening to this record. I don't know if they were influenced by any of these guys, but it's just the vibes I got. And I love all four of those artists, as I do also love Parallax. I mean, you see the merch and everything. We're doing the record review. Anyway, just some of the notes I wrote. Brutal, in-your-face metal, obviously. Like, if you're from here, obviously, like if you're watching this and you're one of the Florida homies or somebody new to the channel, then you don't know what Parallax is. But now you will, and you should have before this video. Brutal, in-your-face metal. I wrote heavy AF because I'm trying to be a hipster. Trying to be like one of the cool kids nowadays. Heavy AF, really riffy. Catlett, man, he's got some crazy ideas going on in this record. Jason Catlett. And you might remember the name from the Dusty Grant review because he also plays with him now in the full band version of the Dusty Grant band. This guy's all over the place. He's playing in multiple bands, recording people, like always pushing the music scene here in Wichita, and I love him for it. I really do. I just wish that there were shows every night. Well, at least shows that I could attend every night. I can't go to everything, but man, I'd love to. Tight musicianship. These guys sound. I mean. They just nail it. Like, I don't know how many takes they're using in any of the recording process of any of these songs, but I've seen them live a bunch of times, and they sound just as good live as they do on the record. So when I say that this is some tight musicianship, and especially with the crazy changes in time signatures and everything like that, no, these guys kill it every single time, and it's no different on Awaken. The song Solstice had nice atmosphere. I enjoyed the vibe. It was like more chill, a little bit moody. I wrote here Symbiotic. That was for Symbiotic. Moody and great drums. The drums stood out to me on that song particularly, and I thought the segue from Blood Moon to Solstice, from Solstice into Blood Moon was pretty crazy because it's like, you know. They're like almost trying to lull you to sleep at the end of Solstice, and then Blood Moon is like just crazy, and yeah, they're good. And the vocal performance is the next thing I wrote on here. Nick's vocals on this album. He has a great fry scream. At least that's what I've always been told. The higher screams of the metal bands are called fry screams. I guess because they fry your vocal cords for sure. And then his gutturals, his lows were really great too. Like I think he had a great performance on this album also. I also wrote, I think that the first single from this album was Blood Moon. If there is singles at all, but I remember because it's this area, way before the album even came out, they were pushing Blood Moon. And then now I keep seeing them pushing Esoteric, which is the closing track on the record, and it's also really amazing. The whole thing, the whole thing is great. Symbiotic, I took a couple notes here. Symbiotic has a super cool vibe, and when everything slows down and it's just Nick doing the screams, he sounds pained, sounds like something is really happening to him that's not good. And it's just a killer performance. Like I said, I don't know how many takes any of this stuff took, but it was awesome. It really was awesome. And then Esoteric. I don't know why, but I liked it. I'm a punk guy originally. Before I got into metal, I listened to a lot of punk. So I like a lot of galloping rhythms. So in the song Esoteric, that hi-hat ride, I don't understand why I'm playing the hi-hat, but that hi-hat ride was pretty dope and had some callbacks to maybe a little bit of a punk influence. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but it took me back to some old punk, four on the floor, galloping punk rhythms from a la NoFX or any one of the 90s skate punks from Fat Records back then. But that's all the notes I wrote. But This is definitely an amazing album. I didn't tell you the track list. I mentioned a few tracks because I didn't write them down, which I usually do. That's weird. But the track list is Awaken, Descent, Sleep, Solstice, Blood Moon, Hands, Symbiotic, and Esoteric. And there is not a bad song on this album. Guys, if you are a fan of heavy metal a la Norma Jean, and like I said, not a direct comparison, but this is for the Florida homies because that's where I'm originally from, and I know a lot of metalheads there. So I have to try to give them a little something to go off of to see, so that they know what they might be getting. But yeah, if you're a Florida homie and you know me, you know what I listen to, and like I'm not listening to any clunkers. So, and this video is mostly for my Florida homies and the people that might be new to the channel because I really want these guys and Dusty. I did his review, and even Flower Bomb, the band from DC, my friend Dan's band. I want these guys to be successful because they do kill it and they do deserve it. So, guys, check out this album, Awaken by Parallax. I'm not sure if they have a way to order it if you don't live around here. But if they do, I'm sure that they will comment on this video to let you know that that is a possibility. Guys, I know that the two other reviews I did were 5s out of 5s, but this is also a 5 out of 5. You know what? If you want my scores to be lower, write worse songs. Write bad songs. That's all I can say. So this review is not too crazy long, but high praise from Nick, Jason, and Mike and Clayton. A 5 out of 5, guys. This shit rocks. I don't try to swear on my channel too often, but man, I kind of want to say their slogan they have on there. At least it was on the drum kit, and they have a shirt too. But I'm not gonna say it, just because I do try to keep this family friendly. But they have a saying here with that band, and it is Parallax MFers, and fill in the blank, you know what it is. But yeah, guys, the Devil Horns, 5 out of 5. Awaken is amazing. Please check it out, and please leave a comment. And I will be doing more album reviews soon. I want to get a hold of the new Suffocate the Skies record so you guys can be introduced to them. They are some of them, another amazing band and really cool dudes. And then another review I want to do once I get my hand on that record is Saprogenus's new record, Festering in Putrid Spoilage, which that's strictly for the death metal crowd, and that's fine by me because I love that shit. That's 2. Anyway, I get my hands on these records and we'll talk about them, and I will break them down a little bit in each video, and hopefully you guys will check them out if you are a fan of said genre of music. And that's all I have as far as music goes right now. As always, every video, it's the Parallax shirt, the Dusty Grant hat, supporting the Wichita homies, and amazing artists to boot. And thank you. That's all I got, guys. So I go out.